All right. Hi, friends, and welcome to this demo on network administration, server administration, and cloud computing. Right? It's a package, right? It's a package where we have three different courses. Okay. Okay. So before we dig deep into this particular demo session and see what is CCNA, what is Red Hat Linux Server Administration, and what is AWS, can you please confirm me if you can see my screen and if I'm audible to you clearly?
Yes, yes, it is
Yeah.
visible and clearly audible.
Yeah, that's clear. Thanks, my friend. Yeah, well, thank you. So, yeah, as you can see, this is about your CCNA, that is Cisco Certified Network Associate, Red Hat Linux Server Administration, and the Amazon Web Services. Okay. Now, this is a package. It's not one course. It is a package that can take around 100 days for you to complete. Let's say 3 months. So just let's say 100 days challenge for you to complete these three different courses. And let us try to understand where these courses will take us in our career. Okay. What are the opportunities available? And once we do with these three courses, what other opportunities we get? See, in every career, actually, there is a place from where we need to start, right? There are certain things we have to do first. Then we can go with the intermediate level. Then we can go with the advanced level. There are obviously three levels: basics, intermediate, and the advanced level. Okay. So let us try to understand what exactly is CCNA, what exactly is the Red Hat Server Administration, and what exactly is your Amazon Web Services. You know what I did here actually? I have just taken some very famous or very, common questions that we get normally on these three different courses. So I just taken these questions from the internet and I have taken these questions from my previous demo sessions. So I'll just try to address these questions about CCNA, Linux, and AWS. And beside these questions, if you have any other question from your side, chat box is always open for you. You can simply send your question in chat box. Okay, I'll just come to your question at the earliest. Okay, I repeat again, this is a live session. The session, the recording, I think has already started, right? Yeah, the recording has already started, and each and every session will be recorded here, whether it is CCNA, Linux Server Administration, or the Amazon Web Services. Every session will be recorded, and all the sessions will be shared with you through Google Drive. Okay, and to make these sessions more interesting, my friend, try to keep these sessions more interactive. So use the chat box and try to send your questions whenever you have any doubt. And at the end of the session, if you have to talk to me directly, you can simply unmute yourself and you can talk to me directly. These two options are available with you. These two options are available with you till the end of our course. Not only in the demo session, till the last session of our course, whether it is CCNA, Linux servers, or AWS, the chat box will be always open and you have the option of muting and unmuting with yourself. But, try to avoid talking in middle of the session because, every session is actually recorded here. And if you want to keep the recordings nice and, you know, you will revise your recordings, right? So if you want to revise your recordings again and again, just try to use the chat box in the middle of the session. And at the end of the session, we can talk if there is anything we have to discuss. Okay, fine. Now, let us try to address the most common questions that we get on this particular three courses. To begin with, what is CCNA? See, CCNA is actually one of the most famous IT course in last, let's say, 4 decades. If I come from 1990s, if I start from 1990s, this is 2025. So it is, technically we are in the fourth decade, right? So for last 4 decades, let's say 30, 35, or nearly 40 years, CCNA is one of the most demanding course we have in IT industry across the globe. Okay. So CCNA, first of all, CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. Cisco Certified Network Associate. Cisco is one of the leading companies across the globe that is majorly, responsible for designing, developing, and manufacturing your hardware devices. Hardware networking devices like routers, switches, firewalls, and many more devices. See, today, internet is one of the backbone of any business, right? Can we see any business that is not connected to internet? Obviously, no. Literally, every business is connected to the internet. We can order tomatoes and potatoes also over the internet. We can, go and buy some car over the internet. We can take a house on internet. We can, simply buy some mobile phone or a laptop or clothes or whatever. Everything is literally there on internet. So how the internet is working actually? Internet is working, my friend, because there are certain devices which are there over the internet, like routers, switches, and firewalls. Let me just write it down here. Router, switch, and firewall. The other device that we have over the internet is actually a server. Okay, so routers, switches, firewalls, and servers. These are the four major devices we have over the internet. Without these four devices, literally there is no internet, literally there is no computer network, my friend. So CCNA is a course that is dealing with routers, switches, and firewalls. This is a place where we are learning about routers, switches, and firewalls. Router is a device that makes communication between different networks, let's say different branches or different companies. Switch is a device that makes communication within our local area network, within the company's network. And firewall is a device that protects our network from unauthorized access. Got it? So where we are learning about routers, switches, and firewall, CCNA is a course where we are learning about routers, switches, and firewalls. Okay, so from 1990s till today, if you want to kickstart your career in the IT industry, the best possible way to start a career in IT industry is by learning CCNA and the operating system, like your server operating system, Linux server operating system. There cannot be a better way to start your career in IT industry, my friend. Maybe you're planning to go with DevOps. Maybe you're planning to go with cloud computing. Maybe someone is planning to go with, let's say, ethical hacking, cyber security, whatever. If you're good in the networking concepts that you're going to learn in CCNA, and if you're good in the Linux server administration, you will be great in all the other things that you learn in your career now. CCNA and the server administration is indeed the foundation or indeed the backbone of all the other technologies that we have. Okay, so this is CCNA. So Cisco is a company, one of the biggest company across the globe for last many decades. Okay, and they offer you the CCNA certification. Okay, so you can learn the CCNA to get the certification, or after learning the CCNA, you can simply go with any other technology like cloud computing or server administration or DevOps or cyber security and so on and so. Done? Now, who is eligible for CCNA? We know what is CCNA now, but let's see who is eligible for CCNA. See, any person who knows how to use a computer and how to use the internet, that person can learn CCNA. I repeat, any person who knows how to use a computer and how to use the internet, they can learn this CCNA. Do I need to learn anything before CCNA? No. If you are a fresher, let's say today is your first class in IT, whatever courses you are planning to learn, let's say this is your first class, you are 100% eligible to start your CCNA career. You are 100% eligible to learn CCNA. There are no prerequisites needed here. You just need to have some bachelor's degree if you're somewhere in India, or if you're joining from some other country, maybe, bachelor's is also not mandatory there. You will get job only on CCNA certification. Okay, so there is no eligibility needed here. There are no prerequisites needed here. Whatever things you need, I'll start everything from scratch level and we will go up to the administration level. We are learning everything from the very basics. I repeat, CCNA is one of the entry level course for you in your IT industry. So whatever we are learning in CCNA, everything will be from very scratch and everything will be from very basics. Okay, done. This is something about CCNA. Now, the big question here is, what next after CCNA? Listen, my friend, it's a very big question. Actually, it's a bit heavy question to answer. What next after CCNA? Because, there are plenty of opportunities available after CCNA. What I'll try to do here is I'll just try to show you what options you have in Cisco certifications after CCNA. I repeat, what options we have in Cisco certifications after CCNA. See, the first level is obviously CCNA. CCNA Then there is something called routing and switching. You know, Cisco people, they offer you many technologies. For example, if someone says that person is an engineer, then your next question will be engineer in what? Mechanical engineer, civil engineer, IT engineer, software engineer. There are different types of engineerings, right? If someone says that person is a doctor, your next question will be doctor in what? General physician, cardiologist. There are different things available there, right? So in this same way, my friend, Cisco offers you CCNA and there are different types of CCNA. One CCNA, CCNA routing and switching, that is what we are going to learn. This is what that is mandatory for everyone. But you know, after learning CCNA routing and switching, if you are interested in security, you can go with security. If you are interested in, let's say, wireless technology, you can go with CCNA wireless technology. If you are interested in, let's say, service provider, what is service provider? Service provider is a place from where you are getting the internet actually. So we have CCNA service provider. There is CCNA voice. There is CCNA data center and few more things actually. Let's say, etc. So CCNA routing and switching is a entry level course. It's a course that makes your foundation very strong to start all the other technologies like cloud computing, server administration, security, wireless, DevOps, cyber security, ethical hacking, literally everything. But coming to Cisco certification, my friend, besides CCNA routing and switching, Cisco people offers you many other different paths. But if you're interested in security, the first thing you should do is CCNA routing and switching, then security. If someone is interested in wireless technology, first CCNA routing and switching, then wireless technology. Got it? Like this. Now, the second level is actually CCNP level. In CCNP also, we have same thing, CCNP routing and switching, security, wireless, and so and so. CCNP stands for Cisco Certified Network Professional. This is your second level. CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional. And the third level is actually CCIE. CCIE stands for Cisco Certified Inter-Network Expert. What it is? CCIE stands for Cisco Certified Inter-Network Expert. You are becoming expert in this particular networking field. Okay, let me just put few more things about this expert layer certification. You know, actually, there are two exams for this CCIE. One exam will cost you around $400. The other exam will cost you around $1,500 to, let's say, $2,000. In a country like India, my friend, there is only one place where you can write your CCIE. That is in a city like Bangalore. Okay, CCIE is an expert level certification, my friend. Cisco Certified Internet for Expert. Okay, so this is what Cisco will offer you. There are different technologies, there are different career paths available, there are different certifications available from Cisco. Okay, but again, what is the most important certification from Cisco? The most important certification from Cisco is CCNA routing and switching. Without this, you cannot go with CCNP, you cannot go with CCIE, and there is something called Cisco certified architectures. Let's say people are having 12, 14, 15 years of experience. They can, design the networks and everything. So we have like many other certifications there. Done? Now, besides Cisco certifications, what else we can do after completing our CCNA? See, friends, you can go with your server administration part. Server administration means it can be your Linux server or it can be your Windows server. You can go with cloud computing. You can go with DevOps. There are different modules in cloud computing and DevOps where the networking knowledge is mandatory. Without having the networking knowledge, you cannot, manage many things in cloud computing and many things in DevOps. Okay. And then we have ethical hacking, or let's say cyber security. So whenever you talk about security, you know one thing for sure, right? Security will be always in demand. So if you want to go with cyber security or anything else, again, CCNA is literally mandatory for you. Maybe certification is not mandatory, but learning CCNA concept is mandatory. Understanding the concepts of networking is mandatory. Like, what are the concepts we need to understand, first of all? See, I said CCNA is basic for all the other technologies, right? I said CCNA is foundation for, if not all the other technologies, for most of the technologies, let's say. Okay, so what are the things we are learning in CCNA? Let me just take you to the syllabus here once. This is our official CCNA syllabus here, friends. That is what we are going to learn. If I stop here, let's say this IP addressing concept. You know, my friend, IP addressing is indeed the backbone of any computer network. If you go to cloud computing, probably I'll be taking, let's say, 2 or 3 classes in cloud computing for IP addressing topic. But you know, in CCNA, I'll be spending 7 to 8 classes on IP addressing and subnetting concept. If I just say learn CCNA for IP addressing and subnetting, this should be more than enough for you to understand like how important is CCNA, my friend. Because without the concept of IP addressing and subnetting, without understanding everything about IP addressing and subnetting, there are many things you cannot configure. There are many things you cannot understand. There are many things you cannot execute properly over a computer network. It can be cloud computing, it can be DevOps, it can be cyber security, it can be server administration or anything. This is the importance of our CCNA, my friend. Okay. Now, see, this is what we can do. So there are plenty of opportunities available. So in case if you are interested only in the networking part, then you can start with your CCNA routing and switching, then go with CCNP routing and switching, then go with CCI routing and switching. You know, in the year 2010, I did my CCNA certification, the online certification, around 14, 15 years before, right? 2010 means, yeah, 15 years before I did my CCNA certification. This was one of the early certifications, one of the first certifications I did in my career, CCNA. It was a big deal in 2010 to become CCNA certified person. This year is 2025. In case if you are becoming CCNA certified today, the demand, the value of the CCNA certification is still same. I repeat, 15 years, 14, 15 years before I did my CCNA online certification, that was the need at that particular time. Okay. And in case if someone is interested in CCNA certification for some reason, your certification will be same, will have the same value what my certification was having in the year 2010. And let's say the year is 2040. After 15 years. CCNA will be again one of the top technologies we will have across the globe after 15 years also. Okay, done. I think all the basic questions have been answered here. And in case if you have anything else, you can simply send your question in chat box. Okay. So like I said, your CCNA is a foundation certification. When people say foundation, you know, you should not feel like we are learning only basics. We are learning many things actually in networking. We are learning many things in CCNA. But when I say foundation, we say foundation because after CCNA, we have CCNP and CCI. So if you compare CCNA with CCNP and CCI, obviously it is like, you know, foundation certification, right? But to start your career in IT industry, then CCNA is one of the most important course you should do. Forget about certification as of now. Just try to learn the course. You can decide about certification later. All right. Now, let's go with the second part of our package, that is about your Linux server administration. Remember, this is a package where we have 3 courses, CCNA plus Linux server administration plus AWS. If in case someone is interested only in CCNA for some reason, you can join only for CCNA. If someone is interested in CCNA and Linux, you can join for CCNA and Linux. But my suggestion is, if you are interested in starting your career in IT, especially if you want to go in server side, cloud administration side, DevOps and cyber security and all those things, next 100 days, my friend, if you can complete these 3 courses with me next 100 days, your foundation for rest of your life will be very strong for sure. You're not making a career for next 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, right? You're planning to make a career for rest of your life. No one wants to change the career every 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Have you ever seen Cristiano Ronaldo playing cricket anytime? No. Have you ever seen Virat Kohli playing cricket, football like a professional one? No. Career is a career. It is for like 12, 15, 20 years. So if you want to see yourself, you know, succeeding in a particular career, especially in the IT career, this is the best way you can start your career, my friend. Okay, fine. Now let us go and see what is Linux here. Again, there are a few questions I have added here, friends. I'll just try to answer all these questions. Again, the scenario is same here. If you still have any doubts, if you still have any other question here, just ping your question in the chat box. I'll come to your question. Okay. Now, what is Linux here? So Linux, if I say in a very simple terminology, Linux is actually a operating system, right? What is Linux? It's a operating system. If I say Linux is operating system, that's not incorrect actually. But if I say Linux is the operating system that is used on over the internet in approximately 85% servers over the internet, they are running on Linux operating system. Now this statement is much stronger actually, right? I repeat, over the internet, approximately 85% servers, they are using Linux server operating system to run their applications. It can be email application, web application, file application, database application, any sort of application, my friend. Approximately 85% applications across the globe are running on Linux server. Linux is mandatory if you are a programmer. Linux is mandatory if you want to go in networking side. Linux is mandatory if you want to go in cloud computing, DevOps, and cyber security and any other things. Learning Linux server operating system is literally mandatory for everyone. This is the backbone of all the technologies. CCNA, you're learning about networks, routers, switches, and firewalls. Linux server, you're learning about the server operating system. We have routers, switches, and firewall. We have routers, switches, and firewalls because they are working for a server actually. Okay, let me just show you in a different way. See, this is a network. You can see here clearly, there is a switch here, there is a router, and there is a firewall. This is what we are learning in CCNA. But you know, if you take a router, switch, and a firewall, and if there is no server available, my friend, there is no network available actually. There is literally no network available. Without server, maybe router is not needed, maybe firewall is not needed. So in this particular server, what we are using, in this particular server, we are using our Linux operating system. So it is literally mandatory for you to learn this Linux. Okay. So yeah, this is your Linux operating system, which is running literally or on top of the Linux operating system, every other technology is running. Let's talk about blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, databases, applications. Where these things are running actually, DevOps tools, cloud computing, cyber security tools. Where exactly they are running? They are running on top of your Linux server operating system. As a programmer, this is one of the prerequisites for you. Okay, you should know the Linux so that you know you can execute certain commands in. Okay, fine. Now, who is eligible for Linux? Like CCNA, my friend, if you're a fresher without any basic knowledge of anything about the IT industry, no issues. We'll be starting everything from basics in our Linux server administration. We'll start from scratch and we'll take up to the advanced level. Okay, now what to learn in Linux administration? Let me just highlight few things here. Let's go with the syllabus directly. The management will share all the details with your friends, the Linux syllabus, AWS, and all the other syllabus. So let me just go with this Linux administration syllabus. Okay, so we'll go with the architecture of Linux, file system hierarchy, many basic commands, and the commands that we use regularly as a Linux administrator, files and directories. Okay, and you know, there is something called user and group administration. Fine, file and directory permissions. Okay, access control list, disk management, and RPM, YUM, process management, backup and restore, scheduling the job like automation and all the other things. Okay, networking concepts in Linux, NIC teaming, and there are a few more servers like DHCP, DNS, Apache server, and FTP server. These are the things we are going to learn in our Linux server operating system. Like I said, this is not basics, my friend. We are starting from basics and we are going up to the advanced level. This is what we are learning in our Linux server administration. So networking is all about this. There are something called, routing protocols like EIGRP, OSPF, RIP. There is something called, access control list where we learn about security things. Okay, there is something called network address translation. Without network address translation, there is no internet access. And there are certain switching concepts and all the other things. And in Linux server administration, it is all about your server operating system. Fine. So this is what the Linux operating system is all about, my friends. Who is eligible for this? Any person who is interested in making a career in IT, especially in the administration side, cloud computing, DevOps, cyber security, networking, server administration, programming, they should learn this Linux. Done? And what next after Linux? Whatever I said, that is next after Linux. So you can see yourself working in Linux administration or on Linux as a Linux administration for next, let's say 20 years. Forget about, all the other technologies. If you want to stick only to the Linux administration, you can work on this Linux administration for next probably 20 years or more than 20 years. That much requirement will be there, that much demand will be there. Again, Linux is not a new operating system. It will take us back to again 1990s. So in 1990s, the demand of Linux was there. 2005, the demand of Linux was there. 2015, the demand of Linux was there. 2025, the demand of Linux is there. 2035, again, Linux will be one of the highly demanded operating system across the globe. So CCNA is dealing with the networking part. Linux servers are dealing with your operating systems. Now the question here is, why we need to learn these two things? Why can't we go only with the server administration part? Why can't we go only with the network administration part? See, if you are interested in the network administration part, my friend, you can go with the network administration part, but you should know the Linux also. Or let us say you are interested in the Linux administration part. You can go with the Linux administration part. With this, you should know the networking part also. It's up to you to decide where exactly you're planning to move, where exactly you're planning to pursue your career, networking side or the server administration. So if you want to go in networking, like I said, your Linux is mandatory. And if you want to go in the Linux administration, again, networking is mandatory. Okay. Now, suppose imagine you're not interested in Linux or in the networking part. Let's say you're interested in cloud computing. Now, what is cloud computing? It is a very big question actually, and the answer can take, a lot of time. I'll just try to present you things in the simple and easy way as of today. Hopefully in coming classes, we can go with more about cloud computing. But as of now, I don't want to answer what is cloud computing, but I just want to say one thing. In cloud computing, my friend, there are different modules available. Like AWS will offer you around 200 services, different services. The two most important services in AWS are, there is something called EC2 service and there is something called VPC service. EC2 service deals with your servers. VPC service deals with your network. See, server network, I'm just repeating again and again, right? Remember servers, we said we are learning in Linux administration. Network, we are learning in CCNA. And once you go to cloud computing, again, we have servers and again, we have networks. So whatever concepts you're learning in Linux and the CCNA part, everything, or at least let's say most of the things will be repeated again in cloud. So cloud computing is a platform where we have many modules, and the two most important modules we have in cloud computing is EC2 module and VPC module. VPC is a module where we are learning about networks, and EC2 is a module where we are learning about servers. Beside these modules, there are a few more modules available. Let's say storage, security, auto scaling, load balancers, IAM. In storage, actually, we have different services like S3, okay, EBS and some other services. And then we have something called, cloud, watch, database. These are some of the other modules what we have in our cloud computing. But see here, my friend, when you go with cloud computing, here, EC2 is about servers, VPC is about networks. But when you talk about security, the security concept is again part of your network that you are going to learn in CCNA as well as in cloud. Auto scaling and load balancers are the concepts that are related to servers. IAM is a service again that is related to servers. CloudWatch is a monitoring service that is again related to servers. So whatever we are learning in cloud computing, my friend, cloud computing is a technology that is based on majorly two things. One is your server part, another one is your network part. So storage, security, load balancers, IAM, CloudWatch, all these other services that you are going to learn in cloud computing, they comes under the server administration part and the network administration part. Done. This is, what we need to learn cloud computing. Again, what is cloud computing? That's a different question. We'll see this hopefully in our next session. But as of now, to learn cloud computing, you need certain prerequisites. See, today you can start learning cloud computing without having knowledge of CCNA and Linux server administration. You can learn. But when you apply for jobs, when you try to get a job actually, in your resume, if there is only cloud computing mentioned without the knowledge of, let's say, server administration, it's too difficult for you to even get an interview call actually. Or let's say if you get an interview call, the interview will always start with the networking concepts as well as the server administration concept. Then slowly you'll go into the cloud computing concepts. If they are satisfied with your answers in the networking concepts and the server administration concepts, then they will go into the cloud computing concept. So there is a reason actually, my friend, why this particular package is designed like this. I have designed this package in a way. So I can say I have not designed this package by randomly selecting some courses. No, there is a reason for this. There is a reason. And the reason is all these three courses are connected with each other. They're deeply connected with each other, my friend. Today, when you go and meet any cloud administrator who is working for, let's say, last 4, 5, 6 years, he is into the senior level category. And if you ask him a question, before AWS or with AWS, what should I learn? 99% administrators across the globe, they will say, learn the server part and the network part for sure. Today, if you go and ask any DevOps administrator or cyber security guy, and if you say, what should I learn before I start, before I get a latest technology, then they will say, start with your career from networking and the server administration. I'm not saying like you should go with the CCNA certification or Red Hat certification. You have to learn this technology. You have to learn these courses. So we are not learning these courses as basics. Let's say basics will take, for example, let's say 20 days. If you can add extra 15 to 18 days, you can learn complete administration. So why should we go only with basics now, right? Linux administration basics I can cover in, let's say, 15 days. But if you can add extra 20 days here, let's say total 35 days, you can learn the complete administration. So basics is okay for AWS, but administration is great for AWS, Linux administration with AWS. So maybe in a company, when you apply for a job, they may need a cloud administrator, a Linux server administrator, or a network administrator. You are simply increasing your job opportunities, my friend. You're not restricting yourself to only one particular job role. I repeat, you're not restricting yourself only to one particular job role. You have the opportunity to get a job in any company across the globe on multiple roles, networking roles, server administration roles, cloud computing roles. And with this, you can move into DevOps or cyber security or anything that you are interested in. So this is the reason this package is designed in this way, my friend. The package has 3 courses where you'll be learning about networking part, server administration part, and cloud computing. But like I said, if someone is really not interested in any of these things except AWS, well and good. You can start your career with AWS. You can learn AWS. If someone is interested only in CCNA for some reason, you can simply come for CCNA classes from tomorrow. Today is the first session. So tomorrow it will be the second session. You can simply go with your CCNA classes. But in case if you're like, interested in making a career actually, then these 3 courses you will get in. I just want to put all the details here, friends. So these are the 3 courses and the package fees as of now for these 3 courses, CCNA, the Red Hat Server Administration and the Amazon Web Services. I'll be taking all the 3 courses actually. Every session will be for at least around, let's say, 1 hour. Every session will be recorded and all the recordings will be provided to you. So all the 3 courses I'll be handling here. And in case if you want to go with all the 3 courses, the package is only for 7,999 INR. So if you want to come 2 classes in a day, that's great. If you want to come only 1 class in a day, that's fine. If you want to come all 3 classes, maybe next, 1 week or 10 days, I'll be starting AWS as well as Linux server administration in evening, some other time. This time, 9 p.m. is for CCNA. I may start a Linux administration batch, let's say at 8 p.m. Or maybe I can start, let's say, AWS batch at 8 p.m. Or maybe it's at 10 p.m., something like this. So I'll be handling all the three courses here, friends, AWS, Linux Server Administration, as well as the CCNA part. So right now, this particular slot, 9 p.m. slot is restricted, or it is allocated actually for this CCNA course. But before we go deep into the CCNA, we should know what exactly we have in the server administration part as well as in the cloud administration part. What is the reason for making a package like this? So this is a package where we are learning about certain things which are like I said, deeply related with each other. We are not learning Java and we are not learning SAP and we are not learning AWS. They will be like completely different, right? We are learning about things that are completely related to each other. So this is something about your package, my friend. Okay, fine. Over to you now. If you have anything to say, anything to add, anything to discuss, I'm more than available for you, friends. So let's see if there are any questions from your side, we will see. Meanwhile, let me just add few more things here before I get any questions from your side. Every class is, like I said, recorded here. Fine. And you will get running notes actually for topics that we are going to learn in every day and every session. And all the recordings will be shared with you. And not only learning part, we need to prepare ourselves for the interviews also, right? For example, when you are in a particular topic, in the topic, we need to see, okay, what exactly the questions they will ask us. And how important is this topic for our actual practical scenarios and, the examination or maybe interviews and all the things. We need to prepare ourselves for interviews and other things also, right? Learning is fine, but with learning, we have to go with our interviews and all the other things. Done? Okay, there is a question here. DURGASOFT providing any CCNA wireless course. CCNA wireless is a technology that, very rarely people will learn actually. And people who are learning CCNA wireless, in majority of cases, they learn by themselves. Because, you directly cannot go and learn the wireless technology. You just need to go with many things before wireless, like CCNA routing and switching. Once you go with CCNA routing and switching, you will get a lot of understanding of the computer networks. Then probably you can, prepare yourself for the wireless technology. But there are very, very few places in India or across the globe actually, where they offer you the wireless technology. But coming to our DURGASOFT, no. In CCNA right now, we offer only CCNA routing and switching only. All right. Okay, so still here for you for a few more questions, hopefully. Then tomorrow we are deeply, deeply moving into the CCNA part only. We will see what is CCNA in more details. What exactly are the responsibilities of a person who is working on this particular CCNA technology or CCNA course? What topics are there and where we need to focus more, right? How to do practicals, how to increase our knowledge. So practicals and all the things also we'll see. See, if you just have a computer with a internet connection, you can do practicals of CCNA, Red Hat Server Administration, and Amazon Web Services with ease. You just need to have a computer and an internet connection. That's it.
Hi, sir. Amitabh this side.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mita.
yeah, actually, I'm following you from last 6 months, but I didn't get time to join your course. So I am a working person right now. It's almost 6 months I am working now. So in a monitoring company. So for that, so as you said before that you need Linux, cloud, and basic networking knowledge here. That is correct. So I am asking that as I also went through your AWS course syllabus and all are the Linux and CCNA also. So in AWS, you are covering that uh, serverless computing and other services like which are demanding in the market. So you are going to cover it, or you are just covering that whatever you mentioned in the syllabus only.
See, when I say good question, my friend, but when I say serverless service, you're talking about actually some advanced concepts here. See, when you go with any technology, there is a process actually. You just need to start from basics and you should go with the services which you need to learn as a fresher or as a 2-3 years of experience person. There are many services in cloud. Maybe you're using these services for like having 6, 7, 8 years of experience. Okay. So as of now, I have not included any serverless service in the AWS curriculum. But in case if you need any of the service like that, you can just intimate me before. I can just, take a session where I can have that particular, service or that particular discussion on that particular service. But again, this 100 days course is designed in such a way that, you will be ready as a fresher or as a 2 or 3 years of experience person. That much you can get. If you feel like, okay, can I get more than 3 years of experience or can I put more than 3 or 4 years of experience? No, you will be working as you will be getting a job as a fresher or up to 2 to 3 years of experience person. So majorly, whatever things I have mentioned in CCNA, Linux, and the AWS syllabus, I'll be majorly focusing on those topics only because that is the design of the syllabus, and the syllabus is designed in a particular way for a particular reason actually. So I'll be majorly focusing on those things only. But still, in case if you need anything else, I am open for it. I'll be taking some other classes, some special classes, and hopefully I can go with that particular service that you need.
Sir, another thing, if we tried for any kind of certification by following that course, so it will be possible for by following this course, or
The courses, again, a very good question. Thanks for this. The courses are designed to learn a technology and to work on the technology. Certification is a different ball game, my friend. Certifications are completely different. I'll tell you why. Today, if I say these are the 350 questions and let's say answers. Today, if I share 350 questions and answers, and by the way, 350 questions and answers are multiple choice questions and answers. You know what is a multiple choice question and answer, right? Much easier actually to answer. Okay. So if I say
yes.
take these 350 questions and answers and prepare them. Let's say every day you are preparing 30 questions. You're just trying to memorize the question and the answer. That is what the preparation is all about actually. So maybe next 12 to 15 days, you're ready with your 350 questions, right? Now you can go for your exam, CCNA exam or AWS exam or anything. When you go to the exam, you will get around 60 questions. How many? You will get around 60 questions. And all the 60 questions will come from this 350 questions. Such an easy thing, right? I have done many examinations or many certifications in my career, last 14, 15, 16 years. Certification, I always say this, certification is one of the easiest thing you can do in your career, actually, my friend. Okay, so don't worry about the certification. If you want to write any certification, you just need to take this 350, 400 questions and answers. They are actually known as dumps. Take dumps, prepare dumps, go for the examination. An examination, whatever number of questions you are getting, 52, 55, 57, 60, 62, whatever, you will get all the questions from your dumps only. And these dumps are actually paid dumps. From where you should take dump, I'll come to that point in coming sessions. But as of now, this is the way you should write your certification. Now tell me, is it difficult to write certification? No, right? You just need to have these questions and answers. Okay. If I can, make some steps for you. Let's say starting with learning. Second is your, let's say, exam. Third one is, let's say, interview. And the fourth is your job, or let's say work, what you do. Can you please tell me, according to you, out of these 4 different levels or 4 different steps in our career, which one you think is a bit difficult? Learning, exam, interview, or when you work?
I will say all are the important works here.
Yeah,
But
they are important, but the question is which one you think is difficult? So Ben says number 3, that is interview.
mainly, yes, interview is the
Okay,
most
I'll ask you a question actually. Can you please tell me how much is 2 plus 2?
is equal
Wow,
to 4. Yeah.
that's a very simple question, right? But I have
Yes,
a daughter
yes.
here who is still in nursery. If I go and ask her a question like 20 plus 20, how much? Can she answer that question? Maybe no, right? She is still in nursery. She just into her first year of schooling. She cannot answer 20 plus 20 how much. But for you and me, it's not a big deal. There is no need for us to use calculator and all the things, right? What I'm trying to show you here is interviews normally people feel are difficult. But you know what is interview, my friend? Interview is a place where they are asking you some questions from your resume, what you have mentioned in. They are simply asking you
Yes.
whatever you mention in the resume. From there only they will ask you the interview questions. If I mention something in my resume about the IT technology or whatever things I know, they will not ask you anything about the Chinese language or maybe German language or let's say Spanish or Telugu or Hindi. No. So these 3 steps are actually the easiest. Second, third, and fourth are actually the easiest if you do good learning. Learning is actually the difficult part. I repeat again, I should not say difficult, but I can say like it's a bit, more challenging part.
Challenging, but yes.
If you learn things very well, exam is not a difficult thing, interview is not a difficult thing, working is not a difficult thing. I'll take one more example. Everyone knows how to drive a car, but before we drive a car on road, we have to take the license. Before we take the license, we have to take some training. What is difficult? Getting training is difficult, right? Once you get trained, you just need to go there and drive to show them like, we know how to drive or I know how to drive. They will give the license. That's it. But while learning how to drive, you will face some difficulties for sure. You're not aware of where is the gear or where is the clutch or where is the brake, how to, use the indicator and all the other things. Second, third, and fourth option will remain easy for you for rest of your life if you do proper learning, my friend. And hopefully the learning you will be spending time with me in case if if you have decided to go with this particular package. I repeat again, if your learning is interesting, if your learning is logical, if you learn things in the best way possible, forget about interview, my friend. Interviews are the easiest things you can face. They are simply asking you like what you know. If you ask me what is my name, I'll say my name. If you ask me what is my father name, I'll say my father name. If you ask me what is my daughter name, I'll say my daughter name, right? Because I know all these things. But if you ask me like someone who is there in the 17th century, can you name about that person? Oh, I don't know those things because I have not learned about those people maybe. So don't worry about the examinations. In case if you're interested in exam, like I said, examination is very easy, my friend, because we have some dumps available. We have to take dumps. We have to prepare dumps. There is no other way available. For most of the IT examinations, dumps will be there. Take dumps and prepare dumps and write your examination. I did examination by taking dumps only. And I have passed whatever examination I have attempted in this IT.
Okay, sir, please help us with that only because we need also knowledge also and as well as certification also. So please guide us on that
Yeah,
in future.
I can take you deep into the knowledge, but again, certification is simply a very easy thing. I'll explain you everything about certification also in coming sessions. But again,
Yes.
I just
Okay,
want to
sir.
make things easier for you, my friend. I'm saying like just try to concentrate more on the learning process. There is no substitute for your knowledge, my friend. Okay, so just try to learn more about this particular concept, then hopefully the other things will follow you.
Yeah, sir, we can choose the course one by one or in the same timing. Is it going to available?
No, no, no. As of now, like I said, CCNA is at 9. If you are available only at 9, then you can just come at 9. I'll be starting some other class, let's say Linux or AWS at, maybe let's say 8. So if you're comfortable with 2 classes in a day, come 2 classes in a day. If not, then you can just complete 1 course, then you can go with the other 2 courses, one by one.
Okay, sir. 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. is comfortable, fine for me. I think it will be better. I will go with both classes.
Okay, fine. Linux or AWS, I'll be starting maybe next week or someday. So I will just inform you like when we are starting the class. So you can just come in that particular batch, and 2 days in a 2 classes in a day means in next 45 days, you can complete 2 courses, and the remaining 3rd course you can complete after these 2 courses.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, fine.
I'm done with my question.
Yeah, thanks for your questions. Okay, I'm still here for like 30 more seconds. If anything else, any other question from your side, I'm more than available for you. If not, tomorrow also you can join the session by using the same link. It is again a demo session. There we'll focus majorly on CCNA jobs and responsibilities and all the other things. And from there, we can simply go into the CCNA part. When I go with the Red Hat server or AWS, then we can go with the details of AWS and the server administration part. So this is a package. Let me just remind you again. This is a package where we have 3 things. One is CCNA. In any order, we can write this. So CCNA. Second is your Linux. And the other one is your Amazon Web Services. Done. I'll be taking all the 3 courses here, friends. And every session will be recorded, and every recordings will be provided to you. Every recording will be shared with you. And very soon, hopefully next week or after like few days, actually, I'll be sharing my number, my mail ID as well as my number, so that if you have any doubts or any questions while you do practice, if you get any doubts anywhere, or if you're stuck anywhere, you can simply ping me on my WhatsApp number. I'll be more than happy to guide you through the WhatsApp. I'll share my email address also, so that if you need any other help, you can simply ping me on my mail ID. Okay, fine. So that's it for the day, friends. We'll stop the session here and let's see how it goes from tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow it will be all about Cisco, the networking and all the other things. Okay. So that's it for the day, friends. Before I go, I just want to wish all the good luck for you for your careers. If you're really interested in starting a career in IT, the 3 courses, what you see on your screen right now, CCNA, Red Hat, and AWS, these are the 3 courses that you should think, and you should keep these 3 courses at the top in your list. Okay, fine. Thanks a lot, friends. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.